Good morning, Michael Walsh and Roger Norwal here from Norwal Farm. Thank you for joining us today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Hit the like button, that helps our channel, and ring the notification bell to be alerted of any new videos that we produce for you. And if you would, please leave us a comment and share this video with a friend. We'd like to grow our channel. We're at about 745 subscribers. And we just started this channel last December, so still growing, but our next milestone is 1,000 subscribers, so we're not too far from that. This video, we're right in the midst of breeding season. We've had the Suffolk Ram in with his ewes for about a little over 3 weeks now. It's time to start the breeding season for the goats. So today we're going to get Joel, the billy goat, out and put his harness on, take him down to his does. We're breeding 8 does for March kids next spring. And then also I'm going to pull out Lambert. He's our Ile-de-France ram. We're going to put him in with the group with the Suffolks, and we'll use him as a cleanup ram. And then I think it's about 2 weeks from now, he goes in with his ewes. So we'll just put his ewes in with the 10 that the Suffolk ram was in, so that we can keep track of that if anybody else comes in heat. So that's our plan for today. So let's get started. So we have 2 harnesses here. This is the one we're going to put on Joel, the billy goat. We'll start out with yellow on him. And then I'm going to go back to green on Lambert. The one on the Suffolk ram right now is red, and the green marks are fairly well faded out. So we can go back to green, and then we'll leave that on for his group of ewe lambs. And then when it's time to change his color, I've ordered some orange as well. So we'll go green and orange on that. And then I've also ordered some blue. So we'll switch the billy from yellow to blue when it's time to change him. So we're gonna take that down. We gotta corral the billy goat and the ram, and then do some switching around and get all the groups organized. These are the Ile-de-France ewe lambs we bought. It's probably been a little over a month ago. It was August, about the middle of August when we went and got them. And they're still growing, and these are the doelings that we saved from this year's crop. So still giving them a little bit of grain for 2 reasons. One, they're still growing, and number 2 is these ewe lambs we'll turn the ram in with them in about 3 weeks. So serves as a flushing ration. Flushing is you increase the calories in the diet to get them in a gaining or positive nutritional state, so that the body thinks it's plenty of food. So it works in having them produce more eggs, and theoretically it increases the size of the lamb crop. So we'll continue that, and like I said, they're growing ewe lambs, so they'll probably get some grain all along. These doelings, they will not be bred until next spring. This is a group that we want to start fall kidding with, and our new market plan, we have linked up with a restaurant in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and they also have a grocery store and meat retail meat shop. And so we sent a couple of animals in. It's like the end of August. 1 goat and 1 lamb for them, and they were very pleased with their quality, with the flavor. So they want to, starting next year, they want a lamb a week and 1 goat a month. So we've changed our breeding plans for next year. Our plan is to lamb 3 times a year. We're going to lamb in end of January, 1st of February, and then again in May with the white Dorpers. They'll be our summer lambs. These ewes here will become our winter group next year. The ewes that are being bred now by the Suffolk ram, that group will be our fall lambing group, and we'll breed them in May to lamb in September, October. And then the goats, the same thing. We'll have 1 group that kids in March, and then the other group kids in September. And the goal is to have a steady supply of lamb and goat all year long for the restaurant. So that's our plan, and as I always say, it looks good on paper, and then life happens and you adjust accordingly. But that's our plan for now. So next year we'll be having lambs and kids all year long, we hope. So Joel is right over there, the black Billy. He was the sire of these doelings. And then the white ram in the very back with his head up, that's Lambert. We're going to take him down and put him in with the Suffolk's breeding group. And like I said, then in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, middle of October, these ewes and the doelings will just be combined with the breeding bunch down there, because the rams won't breed the doelings, so they can just all become one group. So that's our plan for today, so let's get started. One other thing we plan to do today, you can see Dylan just laying down there behind that hay feeder or grain feeder. We're going to bring Callum up with the breeding group of ewes that are with the Suffolk, and then our plan is to put Dylan with the breeding group and then put Callum over with Heidi and the rams. A couple reasons for that. We'll have a larger group of ewes eventually, and Dylan's an adult, so he could do a better job protecting. And then also we have the 2 female puppies, Charm and Champagne, and they're right next to where the breeding group is right now, and they're due to come in season anytime. So by bringing Callum up here, we'll have 1, 2, 3 fences between the pups when they come in season and Callum. Garrett and Dylan are neutered, so that way we'll have a barrier between them, because we don't want any accidental breedings. Or the females are only 8 months old, so they should be coming in heat anytime this fall. So that's our plan, just to keep those separated. So we got the doelings and the ewe lambs out in that small paddock there. Shut the gate. Then we're going to bring these 2 rams and the 4 goats. Those 2 rams are sold. They're going to their breeding home probably the 1st of November. So we've got about another month to go on those yet. So bring those over here, and then I can lure this whole group into this pen. And then my goal is to get everybody but Heidi in that pen there. Then I have to bring Lambert and the ewes up, and a lot of juggling around. And we'll still have 2 rams up here, and before I put Lambert back in with them, we have to gate him into a really small pen so they get used to each other, and they'll be in there most of the day. We'll give them some hay, but don't want any fighting. A year ago, we had them fight within a 12-foot pen, and one of them broke its neck and died. So got to make sure we don't have any more of that. So that's the next step, is we'll get these guys here, over here. Hey fellas, let's go. The 3 bigger goats are all bottle babies, so they're really tame, and they're a pain in the butt when you try to move them. Go, because they're not afraid of you. Go. Go on. Go. Go. There we go. They'll like the new pen. Most everybody is bucket trained to grain. It's easier to lure them in than it is to drive them in. So that's what we're going to attempt to do now. Hey Joel, you got some burrs in your beard. You gotta get those out. Come on. Keep Heidi out. That would work out perfectly. That works out pretty good. Just got to make sure they don't fight with those young rams. That would be disaster. Each other out right now. Don't want that. Come on. Come on. Now get the big rams back. Alright, got those separate. I'm going to leave Joel over there until I get these guys penned up. No, go in there. Add another gate. Let's go. There we go. You idiot, get in there. Back up. Get in there. Oh, cracker. Gosh darn it. get some more grain. Alright, I was able to lure him in with grain. This is Cracker. He's walking much better. He's, I'd say, 95% better. It's been 2 weeks since we treated him, but he's doing much better. Just a slight flavor, especially when he's on stones. But we're gonna leave these three in here. I gotta get Joel in here yet. Or maybe just catch Joel over there and put his harness on over there. But I gotta get these 4 goats out of here. Typical goat. He knows I want him to go in there, and he's avoiding it at all costs. He knows I've got the rope too. Hopefully he sees the bucket and his desire for food outweighs his fear of being caught, which I doubt it. So we're going to have to switch the gate. And that was all it took. Just had to get the gate the right angle. We'll just use the gate to squeeze him, and then easiest way to restrain a goat, a horned goat, is to put a rope around the base of the horn, right at the skull. Once that's there, it's not painful, and it just seems to subdue them. So that's what we'll do next. Okay, we've got him all suited up here. You can see the yellow marker. The rams have a thicker body, so I did have to adjust this some. I'm not sure who it was on last time, but you can see he's got his winter mane here, a lot thicker. And I don't know how many are familiar with billy goats, but during the breeding season they go into rut and they put up a pretty good smell. Joel's not too bad compared to most, but he has a definite odor, and that odor stimulates the does to come into season as well. So we'll get the temporary fence set up out here for the laneway. Just I gotta stretch it across there. And then we'll lure him down with grain and hopefully get him down to the does. Joel is a 2-year-old, and most ruminants can be aged by their teeth. They have only teeth on the bottom. They just have a dental pad on top. And there are 8 teeth on the bottom, 4 on each side. The 2 middle ones, those come in at about 12 to 15 months. The next one comes in at about 24 to 30 months. And you see he's still got his 2 baby teeth over here on the side. If you can see them or not. Right there, they're smaller. So 3.5, 4.5. So young sheep and goats and cattle and I think bison and deer, most ruminants I think, don't hold me to that, but you can age them by their mouth until they're up to about 4 or 5 years old. Got all the burdock out of his beard, and it's very sensitive for them. They don't like to have it messed with. And one of the mating behaviors of billies is that they will reach around and they will pee on their beard. They'll actually urinate on it. And then that also acts as a pheromone, and it sloshes it all over the ewe too. So it's a pretty messy, stinky business, but that's just part of their natural behavior. It took him a little while to find the open gate, but once he did, he trotted on out. Gotta go all the way down to those far gates. We'll just take our time. Come on. Goats are herd animals, so they generally don't like to go by themselves. But they're also contrary enough that they like to get into trouble. He's made it down to these gates. Hopefully he doesn't run back the other way when I open this gate up. So we'll see if we can get around him here. The does and ewes are right out there, so I think he's... Come here, Joel. Come on, Joel. Joel, come on. Come on. He sees this open gate, he'll run out there. Come on, Joel. There he comes. They usually run through an open gate because they think they're getting away with something. Go find your ladies. He's smelling all the scents as he goes in. Hey, Champagne. Good girl. Hey, Garrett. There he goes. Found the girls, but they're through the fence. Last year when we put them in, all the does were in season, and they all got bred within 2 or 3 days, and they all had their babies within 3 or 4 days. So consequently, we were busy when all the babies came. We had 6 sets of triplets, a set of twins, and 2 singles. So we had 22 babies in about 4 days. But it was fun. I'm going to go in there and drive the does down because there's an electric fence there. So he can
girls.
find them. So he's sniffing them and teasing them. That's normal mating behavior. If they're in season, similar to sheep, they will flag their tail, come over and stand by him. That one may be in season right there. He challenges them, and you'll see how she's kind of holding her tail up. There he's peeing on his beard. Peeing on his beard. That's part of the behavior. I brought all these out here. We're going to take them all up to the barn. We've got, there's one there, we've got the short-tailed ewe lambs. That's actually a ewe from last year that lost her tail, but there's 4 ewe lambs in here that are sold, and I'm going to deliver them on Saturday, so we'll take them up, sort those 4 off, and put them with the Ile-de-France ewes and the 9 dolings, and that way I can just sort them off. That's Champagne barking, one of the guardian dog puppies, and she knows that that's a new animal, and so anything different kind of sets her off. She's very, very aware, but she'll settle down and she'll accept him. But yeah, I don't think any of these does are quite in today. They stand, but then when he sniffs them, they actually nibbles on them too, bites them on the tail. They jump away from him. Driving these up to the shed so I can sort off those Dorper lambs. See, the guardian dogs are already through. As soon as they see the open gate, they took off. Come on, girls. We're applying for another contract with NRCS. That's a program where they preserve pasture and grazing land. And if we're approved, then they assist with costs on permanent fencing, and they'll do a perimeter around this. So we're going to put a permanent fence along here. That way we'll have a permanent lane that we can just have in place for shifting groups. Be a lot better. And then we'll have to pay privately, but we're also going to put a fence. You can see the break in the green there. That's the edge of the wetlands. We're going to put a permanent fence all the way from there, all the way down, and then we'll put vertical fences in between and divide that into 4 paddocks. And that will save us from having to put up this temporary fence all the time, because it's not bad in cool weather, but in the middle of the summer when it's hot and humid, flies and mosquitoes, it's not a lot of fun. So that's our plan for next year. Here's the 4 ewe lambs. Got those sorted off. Put those back out there. Got the ewe lambs with these out here, and then pin those out. Take those back and take the other breeding group and bring it up. So it worked well. I was able to lure them out of the pen with the grain, and Callum's out here. He's still a young pup. He's about, I think he's 10 months old, or 9 months old. So he's still learning how to shift pastures and lead them. So, and then I want to shift him with Dylan once I get him up there. Okay, we got him up here, and Callum came too. One good thing is Dylan is trained to walk on a leash, he and Garrett. Unfortunately, we didn't get the puppies quite there yet, but we're making progress. Callum at least came up with the sheep, so it helps to have them leash trained, and we'll work on that in the future. All right, Dylan's in with his new group. I think what I'm going to do, I've got Lamborghini, the Suffolk, he's tied up. Callum's in here, so I'm just gonna pop this gate open and let Callum out there with Heidi. All right, we got Callum over with Heidi. He's actually out in the woods, probably out there. So the next step is to get the halter on Lambert and get his breeding harness on. Then we have to separate the rams and the kids off over there, and then we turn him out with the ewes and take the ewes back down. Okay, that's Lambert, our Ile-de-France ram. He's got a green crayon, and it's high to breeding season, and these rams are getting a little frisky. The white Dorper ram here, he was kind of smelling me, started to butt me, so you just gotta be aware, because they're in a pretty aggressive move right now. You never want to trust a ram. These have all been good to work with, but this time of year they get pretty frisky. Those two rubbing noses there, they were butting heads earlier. So anyway, let's get this sorting done and get these guys back out. A lot of steps to this process. Got those guys sorted back. These are here, Dylan's here. We're going to turn Lambert out with these. We'll take Lambert and the ewes down that way. Okay, see the open gate? There we go. Lambert's out with his ladies now. He just hadn't discovered it yet. There he goes. Like I said, so far there's only 3, actually 2 that came back in that have the red marks. So that's a good sign. We got a fresh ram here, so he's eager to go. He has a green mark. We'll watch him. He'll probably jump some of them, but I'm pretty sure they're all bred. He's just going to be the cleanup ram. He's going to try to jump that ewe there. I'm going to get him out of this pin here so they can move away from it. Once they saw the gate, they took off. Lambert did jump one of the ewes when they were in the corner there. She's not in heat because she just couldn't get away from it. So, and she was one of them that was bred the first time, the very end of the 17-day cycle, so it's too early for her to be back in. It just left a single green mark on her. So I expect any of them that come in season will have a lot of green on their rump, like the ones do with the red. So get them back down here in their paddock, and then put the 3 rams, the Suffolk, and the other 2, the white Dorper and the crossbred, pinning them close together for the rest of the day so they don't fight. You on the right, there's the one with the single green mark, and if she were in heat, he'd still be beside her. So she was just cornered and he jumped her. Fortunately, the lead sheep and the dog saw the open gate, so they went out there. Just got to get the rest of these out there. Girl. Go. Come on. Come on. Go up to the open gate and take a right. Come on. There we go. Get back where you started. Dylan's out in this paddock, and that's the next paddock over where the 2 female pups are. So we've got 2 neutered males, and then there's all this distance between where they are and Callum is. So yeah, there's Dylan down there on the wetlands. Usually when they get in a new paddock, they explore the boundaries just to see where everything is. So this should work well. Yeah, I got to go back up and put the 3 rams, pin them in close for the rest of the day so they don't fight. And then I got to feed hay. This hay feeder here is about empty, and the ones over there are about empty, so we'll bring more hay down. Got them pinned in here close, and the one in the back there, John, was butting the Suffolk, the black-faced one, in the rump. So there'll be a little bit of fighting until they get used to each other. So see right there. So you pin them in close so they can't back up real far and hurt each other. Just take some time to get used to each other. Last year we had them in, we were putting them into a small pen, and they were just in this 12 by 12, and we turned them together. 2 of them squared off. We had 2 white Dorper rams, but 2 of them squared off. They took 3 steps back, smacked heads, and the white Dorper broke his neck and died instantly. So it's always a risk, and especially this time of year, they're in pretty much rut. They've got some hay here. I've got this bucket of water. I'm going to hang it up so they can reach it, and just leave them in here the rest of the day. And I'll put them in this smaller pen tonight, see how they get along. If they fight, I'll put them up close again. They've got enough room to shift around. There's water up here, and then you can see there's hay there at the back. So they got food and water today, and they just have to get used to each other's smell and accept each other as part of the group. So, like I say, it's about 12:30, 1 o'clock. We'll probably leave them together till about 6 o'clock tonight. And I'll try them in the small pen, and if they're still fighting or start fighting, then I'll put them back in the smaller pen. Just opened the pen, made it bigger for them. They were up close for about 4 hours. I'm going to give them about an hour here, 45 minutes to an hour, and then we'll turn them out in the pasture, but they should be okay. Turn them out into this paddock, and just a little bit of fighting, but nothing bad yet. Just going to kind of watch them. That's Cracker over there. He's the one that had the sore right front foot, which he's actually walking pretty good today. It's been about 2 weeks, so I think he's healed up okay. They've done well out here, so I'm going to let them out in their paddock. Come on. With Heidi. Come on. Let's see how they get along here. That's what I wanted to see, just quietly grazing. So it wasn't too much attitude adjustment among them, so they're doing pretty good. Heidi's out here. Callum's underneath the wood pile there. He came up and said hello, and then he went back in. I'm not his favorite person because I do all the bad stuff to him, so. But he's getting better. But he came out and saw the sheep, so he'll be okay. It's a beautiful afternoon, beautiful fall day. Everything was all shifted around. Everybody's in their new groups. This group here is relaxing. This is the Suffolk breeding group that I put the Ile-de-France ram in with today. And everybody's resting, chewing their cud. So thanks for joining us today at Norwal Farm. And be sure to watch again for our next video upcoming.